Even before gold was discovered in California in 1848, the West offered Americans a chance to live out their dreams. Men first went to the Oregon Territory and Northern California to seek their fortune as fur trappers, hunting beaver and selling the fur. California was still sparsely populated then. There were only about 7,000 Mexican settlers, and most were ranchers. California was originally part of the Spanish territory of Mexico. In the 1700s, Spain established a series of Catholic missions along the California coast, from San Diego up to San Francisco. In addition to their religious work, the missions developed big farms, which often used Indian labor to grow food and raise livestock. When Mexico won its independence from Spain in 1821, it took control of California and granted a few Mexican Californians large areas which they turned into huge cattle ranches. They, too, relied on Native Americans to do much of the hard work to run the ranches. In the early 1840s, a large-scale American migration began to the West. These people were called emigrants because they were leaving the United States to move to new territories. At first, people occupied lands in Oregon country, but soon emigrants began to leave the Oregon Trail near the Snake River and head for California. Many of the early American settlers to California had read of the exploits of John Fremont. Fremont, known as the Pathfinder, conducted topographical surveys of California and created maps which guided many people westward. Many of the early American settlers in California made their way to Sutter's Fort. Sutter's Fort was an agricultural empire owned by John Augustus Sutter. Sutter had come to America to escape debt. He made a prosperous new life in California. Sutter attained a grant of 50,000 acres of choice land where the Sacramento and American rivers meet.
One of the conditions of his Mexican land grant is that he needed to have families settle on his land to develop it, another plan by the Mexicans to populate the area. Most of the people in California, the Californios, the Mexicans of California, had their ranchos and they were living a wonderful life. So he sent press releases east that land could be had in California. Just come to New Helvetia and John would help you out. And he did. And people started to come.
As the American presence in California started to grow stronger, so did interest in making California part of the United States. When the United States officially went to war with Mexico in 1846, the Americans settled in California. U.S. forces, led by John Fremont, Colonel Stephen Kearny, and Commodore Robert Stockton, quickly defeated the Mexicans and declared California the property of the United States. On February 2, 1848, Mexico and the United States signed the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which established the border of Texas at the Rio Grande River and took the vast California territory away from Mexico, giving it to the United States.